Good morning. Hello, this is Patty Joe, and I would like to welcome you today. This is quite a disturbing video, so I just wanted to get that out up front. It is a police cam video, and I want to tell you up front this is disturbing content, so please be kind. Um, Going to address this as uh, an educator and someone who's worked as a paramedic for a long time. And we're going to take a look at what's going on here and how people can become patients very quickly. So, this is an incident that occurred in Texas. This is from Law and Crime Network. It is narrated. Um, somewhat. I'm going to play most of this video, and I did take a few notes, so I'm going to refer to those notes and times because I think that some of that is very important to point out. So let's get going.
A suspect dies in Dallas police custody.
Answer DFR, answer dispatch partner.
Yes.
531 to Alpha Beach First Aid.
So, the suspect 6.
Please, somebody. Need some drink.
So far, what is your guys' updated address?
As Law and Crime Network reported, 39-year-old Xavier Franklin died in Dallas police custody on June 21st after he was taken into custody and later questioned about a murder investigation.
So this is a separate incident. They're just saying that this is the second. We're going to cover the second.
You said you already been?
That's how I'd rather go.
You rather go to the hospital? All right.
Just days later, on June 28th,
This is the
70-year-old
gentleman we're
Roy
going to be looking
Whitaker
at.
also died in Dallas police custody.
Somebody, please.
Just
Somebody, please.
ambulance coming, sir.
Please.
Just relax.
Please. Please.
Just before 1:30 that morning, officials say Whitaker was involved in a hit-and-run crash. First responders say Whitaker crashed into another vehicle, then drove off.
Okay, so just to they're showing the middle of it where he is sick. That one where he's sitting in the car talking to them, that's how he addresses them initially. So he doesn't look all that bad at first.
Dash camera video shows an officer follow Whitaker and motion for him to pull over.
I'll be right back.
So he gets into a little crash and drives away.
Body camera video then shows the responding officers speaking to Whitaker for the first time.
Hey man, you know I'm pulling you over?
Okay, so I kind of pulled it over at a little bit of a blurry spot, but he's pulled over, he's alert, he looks like he's got his eyes wide open. He hasn't spoken yet, so we don't know if he's oriented or not, but his, he just looks like a kind of an elderly guy driving a car with no seatbelt on.
You have no clue.
Well, we almost ran into you, but I didn't hit that car or nothing.
Okay, you got driver's license insurance?
Yep.
Cooperative, which is so unusual with a lot of these body cam things.
See what happened? That car cut in on me a little bit.
He really thinks that's what happened. You'll see that in a minute.
Yeah, the car pulled in to me a little bit.
He does not think that they crashed.
Where you coming from?
I just left Bingo.
Okay, where's your insurance?
Nobody has their insurance card anymore. It's all on the phones.
This car have insurance?
Huh?
This car have insurance?
Yeah, it's through my where I make my car payment. It's a lease car.
Okay. Try to find it, okay?
Okay.
Eventually, Whitaker steps out of the vehicle.
When asked, he doesn't just get out.
Find your insurance? Huh?
I didn't find it.
He's still looking. So that's going to be another charge.
Step out the car, Roy.
Huh?
Step out the car, bud. Leave all that stuff over there. Just leave it over there.
Again, he's cooperative, very kind.
No weapons. No knives, no guns?
He knows he's going to get searched. He's
Okay, come on over here. What's this in your hand?
still looking okay, moving around all right.
Pop seat right.
Huh?
Pop seat right. Kick your feet up for me. And put your hands on your, cross them. There you go.
What I do, sir?
Whitaker can be heard asking what he did wrong. The officer explains he was involved in a hit and run, which Whitaker initially denies.
What I do, sir?
You hit that car.
I didn't hit that car.
I saw you hit that
We
car.
didn't hit each other, sir.
See, he
Okay.
really believes it. He really believes it. And watch
We
this.
didn't hit each other.
Okay.
That's why they left. We didn't hit each other.
You hit them.
We didn't hit each other.
I was behind you.
Officer, I promise
You want me to show you the damage on your car?
Yes, sir.
Okay, come on over.
Yes, sir. So
Come on over here. You
they
come
go
you come
over and
over.
look at it.
You didn't make contact? Okay. What is that? What is that? You told me that was like that?
No, that wasn't like that.
Correct.
See, he doesn't even deny it.
ain't
I
gonna
saw
tell
you
no
hit him.
lie.
Okay, so now he comes to the realization that he did have a little accident with this car. So he's not even trying to argue. He's just a nice old guy who, doesn't drive.
Yeah, but then the other car burned off on us.
I didn't talk to
Come
you.
on. Yeah, you did. You took off this way. Have a seat. Have a seat.
All right,
Let's see if
so
they
we're at
show up or not.
134. That's
Have a seat.
important.
Have a seat. Cross your legs. Put your hands on your knees. Stay right there. Don't move. Yeah, I got him.
After running his information, officers find out Whitaker had misdemeanor warrants out for his arrest. He's then taken into custody.
Again, these are misdemeanor warrants. This old guy doesn't know, but he does know what they're, and he doesn't try to make any excuses. He just didn't think they were warrants. So he's just an old guy living his life.
Hey, Mr. Whitaker. You got some warrants we're going to take care of, okay? Keep your hands back here behind your back.
I got
Doesn't
some
try to
warrants.
fight him.
I don't have any warrants, sir.
I'm telling you do, so.
Where do I have warrants at?
Dallas.
That's not a warrant, sir.
Well, you got them, and I'm taking you on them, okay?
Okay, can I explain what that's about?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I'll find out. Okay, you can stand up so I can fix them, okay? 1, 2, 3.
They're not really being rough with him, and he's being very cooperative.
And I
See if-
had some fees left with the court on the probation.
Oh.
Come down there to make arrangements on that, and that was this month.
You didn't go yet?
I hadn't had cash yet. That was on the 6th of the month when I got
He was playing bingo, but he couldn't pay his fees on the corner. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that's a little bit low, but this is not the crime of the century.
They were sitting in a grade Kia two-door. He has not been diagnosed with anything, but he has tried to commit a 634 several times in the past.
Yeah, and he's not even trying to deny that he could potentially have something going on.
Okay.
Not one of your typical.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Don't matter to me.
Minutes later, Whitaker can be heard coughing.
Okay, this is extremely important. So it's 148. He coughs. That is what I immediately identified that as a cardiac cough. What will happen is your heart's not pumping well. All the blood kind of backs up into your lungs. Your lungs are trying to clear themselves because that fluid is starting to build up, and you cough. It is a cardiac cough. It is the body trying to regulate itself back into homeostasis. And, he's not a young guy, so this is not good. Also, I want to point out here, he doesn't have the most attractive of ankles. As we get older and our circulatory system doesn't work as well, again, that's another indicator that this is a cardiac cough. Kind of a weird one, but there you go. Police wouldn't know this. Don't lag. Thank you.
Yeah.
You want to put it on?
Yeah.
Officials then ask Whitaker if he has any medical conditions.
What's your condition? What you need help?
They blanked this out,
Do
but
you have any medical issues?
Yeah.
What you have?
Yeah, please help me. Please
Okay.
let me get on.
please help
Get
me.
on my knees,
That
I put them on.
please help me. And he says it, and as he says it, he becomes more distressed. Those signs, which we don't place nearly enough emphasis on, both in education and anywhere else, those are the most distressing for me as a provider, was when a person would say, I'm dying, please help me. Those are distressing words. That is somebody close to a catastrophic event.
After that, officers call for an ambulance.
Answer DFR, answer dispatch, partner.
Yes.
531 to Alpha 346.
So, the suspect 6.
They don't know whether it's related to the hit and run, which is
So,
not.
what is your guys'
Or,
address?
I don't know.
I'll do it. I'll do it. You keep eyes on him.
Alpha 346, we are at TFR San Luis Road,
Okay.
westbound, and
Look at him.
sick person TFR, please.
Just
Look at his face now. Look at the color of his skin.
ambulance coming, sir. Just relax.
Please.
The distressed calls for help. They don't know what to do. They don't have anything to do.
Officials then remove the handcuffs from Whitaker's wrists.
Probably a benevolent thing.
Just relax. Ambulance coming.
Yeah. Wow.
Come on, rookie, uncuff him.
Yes, sir.
Asking for water? Never give him water.
Yes.
No.
Okay. When we uncuff him, we're going to keep him on his right side in the recovery position. What
Okay,
was
that's
that?
wrong. Hello. It's left side. Recovery position is the left side, because it prevents aspiration. Your stomach is on the left side. Hopefully, you're going to keep that stuff down. Although in his condition, his problem is breathing. I'm not sure I'd put him in any kind of horizontal position if I could help it. But again, they don't know their first aid. That is what they're told.
Uncuff him and keep him in the
But
right
it's
side
certainly
of the
not
recovery
helpful.
position.
Exactly.
I'm not entirely sure it would expedite what's going to happen, but it's not good.
Okay.
First First responders put Whitaker in what they call the, quote, recovery position as they wait for the ambulance to arrive.
I probably would have left him up on that curb.
Listen, you listening to me? Hey, I'm gonna put you in the recovery position, all right? We're gonna scoot you down off this curb, all right? Scoot you down off this curb. Scoot towards me,
I'm not criticizing. That's
Lay down on
actually
your side. Lay down on your side. You're good.
pretty close to
Okay?
correct and
Lay down on your
appropriate.
side. Ambulance is coming. You ain't gotta worry, okay?
Calming him.
Yeah, huh? Hey, what kind of medical problems you got?
They don't let
What
us
kind of
hear.
medical problems you got, boss?
Did they let us hear? Nope. That's okay.
Okay.
Medical
well,
problems are his.
That is.
Obviously cardiac, probably COPD, cholesterol, high blood pressure, your usual suspects.
Anything besides that? Okay. Do you take medication? Do you take medication? When's the last time you got your medication?
Which is a good question. Good
This
question.
morning. How often are you supposed to be taking it? Daily. Okay.
Because
Well, if you
excellent question. Do you take it? Did you take it? When was the last time you took it? And the reason why those are excellent questions is because a lot of people, especially elderly people, people who are having financial difficulty, they don't take their medication daily, or they think they don't need it, or after they took it for a while, they don't need it, or they don't have those conditions. Those are very common. Those are very common things that happen.
she's on his meds.
But he is taking his medication. At least he believes he is.
Let's
Which
relax.
is good.
Ambulance is on the way.
When EMS responders first get there, officers explain what happened.
By the way, this guy needs CPAP right away. He needs CPAP. This is obviously not an advanced life support crew. At least I would think they're not. Sorry if they are. Not criticizing them either.
Good, how are you?
Because most police calls are
What's the story?
not
Basically, he
really
hit the
legitimate
car, officer
medical
unit,
need calls.
pulled his car over to took off.
I'm sorry.
The original car he hit also took off, so we were waiting to see if that car was going to come back. It didn't come back. Car has no insurance. He has warrants.
So what? So what? So what?
Once we handcuffed
None of
him
it is
first,
medical, and I
we
don't
tell
care
him
about
to
it.
start throwing up. Okay. So we're like, we're not even going to bother arresting him anymore. These cars still come.
So
with
we got
this,
one
has no
guy
insurance.
playing with his report, and the other guy taking a blood pressure, and the patient on the ground not breathing right. I mean, sometimes our priorities, and we'll just take a blood pressure,
Let's try to sit up.
like unimportant. His blood pressure's through the roof. His heart's failing. But pretty soon it's gonna go down real low because
Sit up.
all right. I'm not trying to be critical of this crew, but let's be honest. They brought over the report writing device, which is their tablet. I never even touched mine to begin with. I would write stuff on my hands first. And a blood pressure cuff. There's no medical bag. There's no cot. There's no other. Why are we not bringing anything? Now, although I was never a big fan of bringing too much, either the bag or the cot. I mean, what if they needed oxygen? What if they needed, something, anything? But I'm not against going and taking a quick look either and getting the appropriate things. And then they take blood pressure first, and I'm thinking, this guy's not breathing well. Get a stethoscope and listen to his lungs first. And I had somebody criticize me for not taking a blood pressure first, and somebody was bleeding to death. I don't care what their blood pressure is, so I'm going to stop the bleeding first, and then I can take a blood pressure. There's going to be any pressure in a minute. Thanks, guy.
Go ahead.
Hey, boy, you got your cuffs back, right? All right, cool.
You got to take your phone. I got it.
Cuffs.
Sit up.
Super.
Go, put down your tablet.
Alpha 331.
The only thing I would care about is his name and birthday.
Roy.
Because everybody should have a
Doing
name.
EMS to our location.
He was driving? Yeah.
Super.
Now they're starting to discover that his behavior is not conducive to somebody who was operating a vehicle. This doesn't look right. Did you get that blood pressure? I didn't think so.
Eventually, Whitaker becomes unresponsive.
Sure does, doesn't he? Yeah, sit that guy up. Put some oxygen on him. What about his O2 sat?
Was he talking? Yeah, he was talking.
There we go. Was he talking? If he was talking just moments ago and now he's like this, you took too long.
Whitaker arrived at the hospital at 2:27 a.m. Minutes later, at 2:42, he was pronounced dead. Officials say an autopsy and toxicology.
Okay, so let me just sum that up, because that to me is quite distressing to end on without saying. So between 3:30 and 1 hour and 12 minutes later, he had a fender bender and then lost his life through a medical condition. The police were pretty much on top of it, but again, this is a second one where police didn't know what they were really looking at, and quite frankly, neither did the EMS crew. They wanted a blood pressure first, but oxygen saturation even would have been a smarter vital sign if you were going to get one. He's altered mental status, but no, blood glucose would have been a smarter one to get before blood pressure, I think. Or just get him out of there and into your own environment so that you could really take a look. I mean, this guy was laying on the ground for a good 5 to 10 minutes before you got there and with your care before he was put on the cot. Wow. I'm not trying to criticize because I wasn't there at the time. Many times these police calls are not really the biggest medical emergency. Like many times I've gone to a police call and handed somebody a Band-Aid. Or it was something really not medical. I want to extend my condolences to the family and my apologies. I would have to say good job on the police side, good job on the EMS side. But gosh, we could so do better. I think we could do better if we take a look at these. Again, thank you. I'm sorry for the very sad content, but I think these are important to look at afterwards. Not in a critical way. I'm not saying that anybody did anything inherently wrong. I just think there's so many things we could do better, many things I could have done better when I was a provider, and let's just take a look at them. Thank you, thank you, thank you for watching. Subscribe, comment, like, and share.